All right, so today we're going to talk about the Mavic 3, and we're going to talk about the latest update and whether or not it's actually changed my opinion of this drone. Because if you remember, I was going to go ahead and sell it. Woo!
All right.
But I'm not sure if I will now.
Son of Augustine style, you get me? Yeah, new whip outside is different. Ask me where to cop it, mind your business. New whip outside, I'm vicious. Ask me where to cop it, I'll admit it. Can't you tell that I'm riding with it? 5 or 6, I can't find those digits. Line them up and say mind your business. Don't you know that my mind is different?
What's going on, everybody? Ken here. You're watching Original Dobo. Today we're talking about the Mavic 3 update. I'm going to give you an update to this situation as to whether or not if I will be selling the Mavic 3 and if this update has fixed any of the problems. So I had 3 major issues, and I just want to quickly recap those issues before we get too far into this video. So the first issue I've had with the Mavic 3 was the fact that we had horizon tilt. The second problem was disconnects at short ranges. And then the third issue was the slow GPS when starting the drone in different locations or locations I've already been to. So has this new update fixed any of those problems? Well, happy to report 2 out of the 3 issues have been resolved, at least for me. I can't speak for everybody, but 2 out of the 3 have been fixed. So the first issue was horizon tilt, and I'm happy to report that horizon tilt has been corrected. I haven't noticed any since flying this most recent update. And I want to clarify, the horizon tilt that I was facing was more of that drunken horizon, where it was always ever changing. It was almost like we had a lazy gimbal, or the gimbal motors weren't fast enough to compensate for certain maneuvers. And since testing this latest update, I haven't noticed any more of that drunken horizon, and I haven't noticed any horizon tilt in any of my photos. So that's definitely a huge win on the update part for this drone. All right, so what about disconnects? How are the disconnects with the newest update? And I'm happy to report so far I haven't suffered any short-range disconnects or any long-range disconnects since using the RC Pro and the latest update. Now, there was an update for the RC Pro and there was an update for the Mavic 3. I installed both of them and I've been testing them quite regularly. The first place I went to was where I had most of my disconnects to begin with, which is out here by the water. And I'm happy to report that this hasn't happened again and I haven't had any of those short-range disconnects. So that's definitely a good thing. Alrighty, so that was 2 out of the 3 issues, but what about the third one, and probably the one that's the biggest deal to me, which is the GPS? And sadly, nothing has changed with the GPS. The GPS is just as slow as it ever was. No, you go ahead. It'll be a while. It's got to.
You programming it where you want it to fly?
Right now I'm just waiting for GPS to lock.
Okay.
We weren't trying to be in your way. We just wanted to watch.
You're okay. All right, well, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 6 satellites. I guess I could also just format this SD card while I'm at it. I got 8 satellites. Seven satellites. Losing satellites.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
It's floating between 10 and 11. I'm gonna wait till 12, see how it keeps there. It goes. Let's go ahead and see if we could take off.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Okay. Looks like it's locked. Unfortunately, this is something that I feel is not going to get corrected anytime soon. So I did a little bit of research on this GPS situation and why the GPS is so slow on the Mavic 3, and it's because they dropped GLONASS. And a lot of people may not have realized that and may not have thought that that was such a big deal, but instead of GLONASS, they chose to go with the Chinese satellite called Beidou. See, in the FPV world, if you put a GPS on your drone, you can choose which satellites you want it to access. You can choose GLONASS, you can choose Galileo, you can choose Beidou. So there's options, and it is a software-related option. So that leads me to believe that maybe there is some hope that they could allow us to access GLONASS until they can figure out how to speed up the Beidou satellites, or until they launch more satellites to build out that constellation. It's really tough to say. Now, it's just a matter of whether or not you are willing to stick it out until this becomes faster. I don't know still if I am willing to stick it out, simply because it sucks having to wait around for 5 minutes, especially if you're chasing something or if you want to capture a shot in a hurry. You can't, because you're at the mercy of how long it takes for these satellites to lock. All right, so why do I still have this and how come it wasn't sold? Well, I actually underestimated how hard it would be to sell this drone specifically. Now, I put it online for $26.99 with the RC Pro. Now, if you look at the Mavic 3 pricing, it's $21.99 for the standard package, no RC Pro, $29.99 for the Fly More package with 3 batteries, and then $4,999 for the Cine version, which comes with the RC Pro and 3 batteries. Now, my unit was being sold $2,600, RC Pro, 3 batteries, so basically it was a hell of a good deal. All right, so when I made that video about 2 weeks ago, there was a couple of things in the works. One, my wife was 9 months pregnant, ready to give birth to our daughter at any time. That was something that I knew could happen, but I didn't think would happen that week. So I ended up making a Facebook Marketplace ad. And as soon as I made the ad, I must have got like 15 or 16 responses. And out of those 15 or 16 responses, I got a lot of lowballers, and then I got a ton of scammers. And somehow Instagram bleeds over into Facebook Marketplace, and that's where you got to be most careful, because that's where you get the most amount of scammers. So I had to weed through so many scammers. And then Thursday came and our daughter was born, and the last thing I was concerned with was whether or not I actually got this sold. And it was sort of a blessing that she came Thursday, because that following Sunday night, DJI pushed out the most recent update and gave me a second chance to take a look at this and whether or not this would actually fix my problems and whether or not this is actually worth the money that I paid for. Now, let me be clear, DJI did a great job with the most recent update, but I still don't think it was incredibly fair to many to have to sit here and wait till after you buy a product for them to be able to perfect it, or for us to throw, almost a tantrum to be able to get the features that we deserved at launch. It sucks when you feel like you're a beta tester and you're paying to be a beta tester. I mean, that just feels terrible in a sense, and there's no excuse for that. Now, if you ask me, I still think $21.99 for this drone is pretty pricey for what it is. It is still, at the end of the day, a consumer drone, and you're paying a premium for that. Yes, the temperature of the world is entirely different due to chip shortages and COVID and etc. But how much longer will we make that okay for that to be an excuse? I know a lot of people were really upset with that video I did that I was talking about selling it. They thought it was wrong that I would be selling a drone that was defective. And the reality is that I wasn't selling anything defective. These weren't hardware problems. These are just problems with the drone itself based upon what DJI gave us. So me selling the drone like it was just how you would buy it if you bought it from the store. So nothing different there. So the question remains, do I keep it? Do I sell it? I think as of right now, I'm probably going to hang on to it for the time being, keep pushing this update through. The GPS to me is still probably one of the most frustrating things, but I see a lot more people seeing this and starting to echo that sentiment that the GPS is slow. And I think if enough of us start, really complaining about that, maybe DJI will take notice and fix the problem. Remember, if we don't say anything at all, nothing gets better. And when I make a video talking about issues, it's not because I'm trashing on it. It's not because I'm looking for views, because again, I don't give a shit. YouTube pays me literally nothing as far as revenue goes. So views do mean nothing. I have my own businesses and my own money beyond YouTube. I make these videos because I truly care about the end result in a product, and I truly care about getting what I paid for out of a product. And if we say nothing, nothing gets done. So it's if you see something, say something. I think that applies to a lot of different things. But anyways, I hope this video helps. I hope, if you were on the fence of this, maybe you'll give this a shot. But again, you have to evaluate whether or not the problems that I listed in this video or that slow GPS is still worth it. Stay original.
Look, tell a man no trouble. I don't want beef, man. I just want vibes. Big man like me, no need for the telephone hype. I got too much getting online. One rule, then dead I'm on site. Wrong move, I bet they gon' ride. No need for the telephone hype, nah. No need for the snoozing. Big whip outside, I'm cruising. Big stick inside, no losing. Better watch out for the snake and Judas is. Don't ask them who this is. I bet they know what I'm moving in. I bet I show it into a dim. How you hate and then lose again? How you hating my vibes? Why you wasting my time? Getting hype on my line. Tell a man I don't want feedback, I just want relax. Brand new whip, two-tone, I need that brand new hit. You know, like lean back, brand new bits I live in. We pack, man, you never gon' like us. Get them on sight now, let them on light. That way they know I'm more righteous. Look at my life, I'm living alright. I'm nice, you know I'm alright. Cause looking like Christ, no need for the hype or fight.